One of the most important things for leaders to do is to cultivate positive, supporting communication in a team. It's especially difficult to do, however, when people disagree. So we're going to look at 3 steps that you can follow to role model positive communication, especially when people aren't on the same page. My name is Alex Lyon, and I'm here to provide professional development tips that you can use right away to help increase your skill and help take your teams to the next level. So a lot of times we're disagreeing with each other and it can get heated, our blood can boil. We feel like we need to clash and debate and win, like conversations, some kind of weird chess game. And I want to give you 3 steps that you can follow to get out of that pattern, and then we're going to practice, because it's one thing to hear 3 steps, it's another thing to actually make them a habit. So the 3 steps are this. Number 1, pause. Might sound a little cheesy, but if you know ahead of time that you're going to pause, it'll force you to listen to that person's point without feeling like you need to jump right in and score some quick points. It lets them finish. It also shows them a little bit of honor because you're not cutting them off. And it gives you a few seconds to think about what you're going to say next, and you can frame it in a more positive way. So even if you just pause for 3 or 4 seconds, it might seem like a long time, but it's really not. And also your brain in just 3 or 4 seconds can process pretty quickly. You can come up with a more positive comment to make. So first step is pause. The second step is to directly express honor and respect for the other person's opinion, and at least express opinion for them. This is becoming like an old-fashioned thing you don't see much anymore, but it sounds like this. First you pause, and then you say, I really respect your opinion on this. Or you say, I hear where you're coming from. Or you could just say, I really feel like you have a lot of experience in this area. You show them honor. You hold their opinion up, and at least them as a person up in a place that's prominent. You're not trying to dismiss them. And if you pause and show them you're listening and you show them respect, now you've made some room to express your own opinion. The third step is to express your own opinion cleanly. In other words, don't set it up in a way that seems to smash their opinion down. If you say, I hear where you're coming from, but, or I hear where you're coming from, however, now you're setting your ideas up as if they have to smash against each other, as if one idea has to be better than the other. And that's usually not the case. Multiple opinions can exist in the same discussion without one having to be wrong. We can just discuss our ideas and we can make a decision together in a supportive way. So let's practice a little bit. And I'm going to say things that I'm pretty sure you're going to disagree with, because I'm going to try to push your buttons. And I'm going to express a couple different opinions so that everybody will have a turn feeling their blood boil a little bit. And remember, you're going to put these 3 steps into practice. So here we go. I'm going to say something you disagree with. Get ready. Donald Trump is going to be the best president this country has ever seen. Pause. Now say something respectful about me. I hear where you're coming from. I respect you as a person. Something. And now just state your own opinion cleanly. This is one of the hardest parts. Okay, it should sound something like this. Pause. I hear where you're coming from. And then you say something like, here are the qualities that I think make a great president. And then you name them, and maybe name even the person that you think would be a great president. So you don't have to smash their opinion of their favorite politician down to express your opinion. That doesn't have to be your job. Okay, let's flip the script. Let's go the other way so everybody else gets a chance. I think Hillary Clinton is going to be the best president that this country has ever seen. Pause. Show me a little respect somehow. And now just state your own opinion. Here's who I think might be the best president. It's very hard to do this, and it takes practice, and it takes kind of a change of heart. You have to change the way you listen, but it's a powerful way to develop supportive relationships and positive communication when people disagree. And let me give you one more that I'm sure most of the nation will disagree with. It's an opinion that I happen to agree with, but we'll see what you think. Tom Brady is the best quarterback the NFL has ever seen. All right, that's hard, right? Especially if you're a Bills fan. So you say, I hear where you're coming from. First you pause. I hear where you're coming from. I respect your opinion. I think Joe Montana is the best quarterback the NFL has ever seen. So notice how I'm not saying but or however. It's really important that you skip over those conflict, negative kinds of words that try to smash the other person and put them in their place, and you just state your own opinion. And I think the key here is that the 3 steps work, absolutely, but the key here is the heart behind them. What we're trying to do is put a supportive disposition toward other people into practice. And that's the only way it works. This does not work if you feel like this is some sneaky way to score points. You actually do have to change the way you listen. And if you know you're going to put these 3 steps into practice, it will change the way you listen. You know you're going to pause so you're not figuring out some clever little response. You know you're going to listen so that you can show some appreciation for their point of view. And you know that when you express yourself, you're going to express yourself cleanly without setting it up as a debate or a conflict. It's just a discussion. And that way you can have a disagreement and still maintain a supportive connection. And this way you can talk all day about things that you might see differently and still part as friends, still leave that meeting in a way that you can hold your head high and feel good about the way you handled yourself. That's why I created Communication Coach, this channel, to help rising leaders like yourself increase your impact and take your teams to the next level. I created the channel for what I call rising leaders, people who are looking to develop their skills. Maybe you didn't get all the training you wanted to begin with and you're looking for an opportunity to take your game to the next level. And I also want to say this channel is not really about career advancement per se. I have no problem with you advancing your careers. I want you to do that. But I created this channel for people like you who believe in the work, who believe in the greater purpose and the greater cause that you're working for. And I think that if you become that kind of leader, then you're not going to have to worry about career advancement. Those kinds of things will take care of themselves. So if you're interested in ongoing content in this type of topic, leadership, communication skills, then I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, start tuning in, start conversations in the comments section below, and make some use of the videos. So thanks, God bless, and I hope you get to use the tips you find here at your very next opportunity.